So that was crazy. I thought I was gonna be able to do it long ways, but I can't. But it's not a clickbait. It's not no joke or anything. This is honestly when I found out I don't have a cyst no more. So okay, let me start off from the beginning. My cycle was typical. Like I told you, I knew when I was ovulating this month, so I thought I was pregnant. I went to the hospital. When I went to the hospital, they ran some tests for me, and they was like, "Well, you're not pregnant. They listed a whole bunch of stuff that could cause me the problems I was having. It was like, nope, this is not it. This is not it. This is not it." She told me, fast forward, hey, look, at this point right now, we can't see nothing. We can give you a vaginal scan, which is basically a pap smear. And I was like, well, at this point, I don't know what's going on. I don't feel like it's my regular period coming. It does not feel like my regular period. I don't know what's going on. It's just not typical for me. At this point, she was like, well, let's just do an ultrasound, blase, blase. It'll be okay. Okay, fast forward to the following day. I had my appointment for my ultrasound at 9:30 a.m. Or no, that's the time I thought it was, but I found out it was 9:45. I went to the clinic or whatever. I waited probably, let's say, 20 minutes. It was like, you need to drink water. Be no problem. If you drink plenty of water, you'll be fine. Okay. So, at the point in time, I really didn't have that much liquid in my body. She was like, well, nothing I can. This is literally what the ultrasound tech says. She's like, if I tell you anything I see, I can lose my job, I can lose my license. So I honestly cannot tell you anything that I see or not. So I was like, okay, I left there around, I want to say, I don't know what time I left there. I got there around 10:30. I got home around 10:30. It's not that far from my house. Um, at this point, as I'm waiting, my mom calls me about 11:30. She's like, well, what happened? What did they say? I explained to her that she said she couldn't tell me anything. And she was like, well, they'll call you back soon. Just wait. And at this point, I was already kind of nervous because I was just nervous. I didn't know what was going on. Last time I felt like this is the time. Last time I felt like this and I had an ultrasound, I found out about my cyst. But the thing that caught my eye about this one, I remember when she was taking pictures, there was a picture she had on the screen. I didn't see the whole screen. It didn't look like my last ultrasound. The last ultrasound, there was a big black ball area. This one didn't look like it. So when I seen it, I was like, oh, okay, it can't be that bad. Fast forward to, what I can say, fast forward to, I called the clinic that sent me to do the ultrasound. I called them and I was like, hey, what's going on? I'm trying to figure out if there's anything going on. And she asked me, when did you get your ultrasound? What's going on? How many people what time did you go? And she was like, well, at this point they still didn't get my results or whatever. They'll call me right when they get it. I was like, okay, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll appreciate it. Um, Fast forward to probably 2, maybe 1 o'clock. Sitting at home, phone ring. I get the call. Um, the lady's looking at the chart and she's like, at this point, the ultrasound is clear. And I'm like, what do you mean? She was like, at this point, we don't see anything. There's nothing wrong. We can't see anything. And I'm like, are you sure? She's like, yes, there's nothing there. Then at this point, I'm kind of confused. I'm like, for the last few months, I've still been feeling somewhat the same. Well, I'm not gonna say the same pain on my left side. When I found out about my cyst, it was like literally in the like where your leg creases. That's where I felt the pain. Lately, it's been more towards like my belly button area. So I literally asked. I was like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Well, when I talked to the doctor, when they found about it last time, it was on my left side. It was and when I found out about it last time, it was 3 centimeters. It was like clearly she saw the doctor told me it was 3 centimeters. She looked And as I'm telling her what side is it, you can hear in her voice, like, you know when you done looked at something so many times and you reviewed it and you never seen the thing the person talking about and you're trying to recall. Like, as I'm telling her, she's like, are you sure? She's like, what side are you sure is on or not? At this point, she's like, we measure both sides of your ovary. She's like, they're measuring perfectly. There's blood flowing to both ovaries perfectly fine. Like, we don't find nothing. We can't see nothing. I don't know what to tell you at this point, but at this point, we cannot find anything. I was so happy. Like, if y'all been watching me from the first day when I said I was starting my fast, I was starting to try to change the way I eat. Like, I've done so much stuff. Like, literally, at this point right now, I'm taking 7 different pills to get better. And it's not really 7 different pills. It's just when you hold them in your hand, it's literally 7 different pills, and I cut the biggest one in 3 pieces, so it's like 9 different in my hand. So it was just crazy to me after all this time of me just feeling sick in the morning because I'm taking so much enzymes or not be able to get up. And the funny thing about it, my husband for the last 2 months, he's been like, oh, you haven't been in the same amount of pain. Like, you seem like you're doing better now. Like, I don't know who out there has been watching these videos. I don't know who's out there is praying for me. But stick to whatever you're trying. I know that sometimes you be like, oh no, I don't feel like it. Like, these 2 weeks that's been passing because I thought I was pregnant, like, I literally slowed down completely, didn't do a lot of stuff. But since I think I'm not, I'm gonna get right back on my cast oil pass, get full back on my regimen. Like, stick to it. I know with the enzymes, I literally only have 2 more months with the enzymes because, that was my plan. I was supposed to stop in May or, the beginning of June. So, got about 2 more months of my enzymes. I literally just took my enzymes after, all my deficit this weekend or whatever. So, at this point, like, stick to whatever you're doing. If you like watching me, stay tuned. Like, y'all gonna watch me until I have my child. Like, I will be sticking here with you. Every time I change something, every time I, try to something new, push something a little more harder, I'm gonna come out here and let you know what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, nah. And stay tuned for all those people out there. I'm going to try my hardest to get back on my coffee enemas. At this point, it's gonna be more like the castor oil, where I try to build up to at least, I want to say every 4 days. I'm not gonna do a stream. At least every 4 days, where I can do it up until May when I plan to try to get pregnant. So that's going to be my next ideal goal for, my next few months. So stay tuned. Enjoy watching the video. Like, I don't know what else to tell you, but at this point, I'm thriving. Like, it's been a journey. It's been what, this is the 3rd month of the year, no, 4th, because it's our April, and I've been fighting since New Year. Like, I've been on the journey since New Year. So, like, they said it takes about 3 months. I remember when I did all my research, they literally said it takes about 3 months for you to see any type of results with the thing I had. Today marks my 3 months marks, and I'm living proof that if you stick to it and you triumph and you pray and you do your exercise, it does work. It does help. So for those people that's out here watching me, like I say, subscribe, like my post, share me with your friends, tell your friends I'm out here. Like, I'm actually out here testing my body, and a lot of people like, oh, you might have been crazy or whatever. I remember a couple months ago, no, about a month ago, this lady from my church came up to me, and I was like, and I was telling her, about my cysts and everything. She was like, yeah, just make sure you do everything the natural doctor tells you. And I honestly didn't even want to tell her that I don't even have a natural doctor. I'm literally researching, I'm studying, I'm trying to figure out things on my own to get this to work. Because honestly, I don't like going to doctors. I don't like being in an environment where people poke and pry me, and I feel like I'm on display. So keep tuned. Like, if y'all realize it, I've been doing a lot more better with my videos. I've been up on it. So yeah, I appreciate it for the people that stay on there. I want to say Kent and Haley. One day I'm gonna get your name right, but y'all been watching me. You've been encouraging me. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. And one day I'm gonna see how I'm gonna write your name down. I'm gonna say your name again. That way people go watch you and follow you on whatever you do. But I appreciate the love. I appreciate every time I come up here, you watch me. So I love you. Thank you. Appreciate the likes. Appreciate the followers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye. See y'all on my next video. Deuces.